Hello everyone. Welcome to the Unit 3 overview. In our book, we know that the chapters we're going to be talking about are under the heading of developing understanding, and so that will be our focus on in this unit. That begins today, September 21st, and runs through October 11th. So our objectives for this unit are fairly similar to the objectives for our past Unit 2. In that you'll follow kind of a similar format for the kinds of things that you'll be doing, only you'll have different topics that you'll focus on, and we'll get to those in just a minute. You will notice objective number 5, consider the role motivation plays in learning. I've added that piece, and I'll talk a little bit more about why I did that as we go on. So this is our overview diagram for our course, and it aligns with the chapters in our books. And so we're in that orange square, developing understanding. You'll see in that square there are actually 4 chapters under that heading in our book, and I've taken that last one, homework and practice, and I'm just sliding it over. We'll read that one when we read the other chapters in the extend and apply knowledge section. So one of the things you're going to do this time is read those 3 chapters in both of our books. So we'll have chapter 4 with cues, questions, and advanced organizers, then chapter 5 with non-linguistic representations, and chapter 6 summarizing and note-taking, and those of course align to the same chapters in the handbook. After you read those chapters, I'm going to ask you to respond in a similar way as we did in the last unit. So you'll do a strategy, reflection, and response for one chapter that's due October 4th, another R&R for a different chapter due October 11th. And I was really pleased with the format and how those turned out in our last unit, especially after I was able to give you feedback on that first one. So hopefully those of you who had some feedback now have made some changes as you submitted your next one, which I haven't had a chance to look at yet. There are examples, probably you've seen those already, but if not, there are some examples posted in Unit 2, and hopefully those served as a guide for what I was expecting. And then again, we'll follow a similar format for the discussion board. So for the one chapter that you do not write a strategy, response, and reflection for, that's the one that you should post your information about in the discussion board. That original post, and then responding to 4 others, and then posting an instructional resource that's related to the strategy. Or you can join us for the live chat, and this time it will be on October 8th at 8 p.m. And I will send you a link for that live chat on the day of the chat, so you'll be able to find it easily. We did have a nice chat. We had 7 of us in our September live chat, and so it was nice to be able to see people's faces. And if you didn't get to join us for that one, hopefully you can join us for one in the future. It's real easy to use the Zoom software, so you shouldn't have any problem with that. But if you do, we can work those things out. And then I added this objective about the topic of motivation and learning because I don't feel like our book adequately discusses the importance of motivation. It is everything when it comes to learning, especially for children. So, and that's true for adults too, although I think adults might be able to get themselves motivated even if they're not totally interested in the topic, but it's harder, right? So that plays a big role in how easy it is for us to become engaged in what we're learning, and even in how much we retain in what we're learning. So I wanted to explore that topic a little bit more. So I pulled together 2 different resources to read. One is an excerpt from a book, so you won't get the benefit of the whole thing, but I hopefully have broken it up into a place that makes it easy for you to pick up in the middle. It's called Motivation to Learn. The other option is an article, and I figured since this course is a part of the STEM master's program, as well as the reading specialist and elementary content, that having something that relates to science would be interesting to some of you. There's that motivation to learn, so you pick something of interest. So games and motivation to learn science. Sounds kind of interesting. It is an interesting article. I hope that you enjoy it if you choose that one. And then 2 things to choose from for viewing. A video entitled How to Change Education. and then another one entitled The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. Now, one thing about this second video, it doesn't necessarily apply to teaching and to students, although there are many concepts in there that can be applied, but it's more about motivation in general, what motivates us to do things, which definitely relates to teaching and learning. So you'll choose something to read, something to view, and write a response to that, much like the response that you wrote about universal design for learning. So that's our unit, and we have about 3 weeks or so to work on this unit. So hopefully you'll get right on some of it and make sure that you're planning your time wisely, because I know that coming up here in the next few weeks, some of you will have parent-teacher conferences, so I don't want you to get too far behind, because I know that will take up some of your time too. So as always, enjoy. We'll talk to you later.